Welcome friends to Thunder Ridge Homestead. It is January the 8th today, and I wanted to do a little recording for you guys. I'm going to call this 48 hours in Missouri, just so you guys can see a little bit of the weather and stuff that we have here. This is not necessarily a typical winter, but it's not an unusual winter really for us either. It is currently 63 degrees, and we have up here on Thunder Ridge, we have a 25 mile an hour pretty much sustained wind with gusts right out of the south. But our weather is fixing to change, as they say. One of the old timers always say in Missouri, if you wonder what the weather's going to be like, just stick around if you don't like it, because it's going to be changing very soon. Abel is the young dog. He's on the bottom, being surrendered. And Sage is the old boy. And they're playing. Looks like up in the sky right now we have a couple of red-tailed hawks circling, which is another constant thing in Missouri. Right where we're at, we have a lot of hawks. But the wind has been crazy here today, and we have just gotten, everything's been blown all over the yard again. Pretty wild. Oh my, terrible dogs. So vicious. I don't know if you can see them for sure, but our chickens are hanging out in this little brushy hedge thing that's in between us and the neighbors. That's kind of where they've been hanging out a lot this winter. They're back in there digging through the leaves. I'm sure they're finding stuff in there. I don't know if you can see this either. We have two red-tailed hawks right now circling, trying to find some sort of yummy. Currently, our turkeys are residing in this west pen, well, the two west pens. This one, the back of the hay bale, and this front lamb pen here is where my turkeys are staying, and they are accessing this space just by coming out that little door. Now, I just mentioned we've got red-tailed hawks in the area right now, so they're all inside. Here they come. Hawks must have left the area. Here are the bourbon reds. And really, there's no grass or anything really for them. This is just a space for them to exercise at this time of the year. And you know, they're digging around a little bit in some of the old hay and stuff where the sheep have been down in here. but this is just a good rotation. The sheep are out of this pen for it's time to lamb in February, so that gives it January, let's see, December, January, February. They'll have been out of this pen, these two pens, for 3 months when it's time to lamb. So that helps to control any parasites or anything. And the turkeys are in here breaking down the material and just in general having a fun little airing. As you can see, we've got our pasture in a rotation right now. I've got just a strip. You can see that second blue posts out behind the sheep out there, right in there. That's a little secondary fence, and basically they have a strip right here. And since it's winter, I've been leaving them there about 2 weeks. I know that's not like, you know, perfect, but for me it's been a good rotation. Everybody's in together right now. If you go this way, you can see that they're water, and they have a round bale right there, and then they have access to the pasture also back in there. Midwinter, and this little boy right there is a little meat lamb. He was one of my little runts of the year. Last year, one of the triplets that just really didn't thrive. And so he's going to be my meat lamb for this season. He's got an appointment for February, but right now he's just hanging out with the rest of them. And all the girls are pregnant. Hello, girlfriend. You coming to see me? The white one here is Honey in front. The black one is Time. And just past Honey, the large one is Moses, our ram. All of our girls are pregnant right now. There's Dot down here resting. So we have 4 ewes, a ram, and a wether. That's our winter base. You can see Moses here. But he's with the girls for a while yet. Our first lambs are due the end of February, so Moses will be out with them until then. It's a lot easier to tell that some of them are pregnant than others. Time, as you can see, the black one there, she's one of the ones that's due in February. Her and Eula are the first two. And Dot and Honey are not due until the first part of March. So they've got a little ways to go yet. Also, these longer bodied ewes, they seem to be able to carry their babies more up in their body and not like just poke out all over the place. Okay, one of the things I really try to do on this homestead is I try to make my chores as little as possible, especially in the winter time, because I do have so much problems with my arthritis. This year, all of these ewes are mature ewes. The youngest one we have here is Honey, right here in the front, and she is a coming 2-year-old this year. She had a set of lambs last year, as you know, so she's a second time lammer. The rest of these girls are all mature ewes. So we don't have a lot of feed. Right now they are on pretty much a maintenance. As you can see, they've got this big round bale of hay here that they're eating predominantly. It is good hay. It's orchard grass. There's some brome in it, and it also has some clover, some red clover in there. And as you can see, I have it kind of fenced off with cattle panels and stuff like that, just so they can pick at it, but they don't just have to tear the whole bale up and crawl in it and make a huge mess and poop and pee all over it. But they're just out here eating hay. Over here we have a water bowl. You can see the blue water bowl, and there's also a second one that sits so that it catches runoff of the barn roof. And most days it's not really frozen very much. I mean, take that back, right this winter anyway, it's been freezing, but it's been easily breakable, so you can just break the water at the top or put a couple of gallons of hot water on it on really cold days. And you know, we don't have to haul a whole quantity of water out here, believe it or not. If I get the base, like a day like today when it's nice out, I will fill these up with a hose, make sure that they're full of water, and then pretty much we carry 2 gallons of hot water, and I pour it right in the top of one of these drinkers and thaw it out, and then they just drink it during the day and they keep it thawed out unless it's just miserable weather. It's very, very little maintenance. And Abel, my service dog, he can carry 2 gallons of water on his shoulders, and if we have to have more water than that, he has a sled, and I hitch him to the sled, and he can pull a sled out here for me, and he can carry up to 6 gallons of water on the sled. And so he pulls the water out here for me so that we can keep everybody watered when it gets really nasty out. You may be able to see that in the next couple of days, like I said, with our forecast that we have. But I just wanted to let you guys see how we have the winter maintenance for these sheep. In another week or so, I will be moving them on to the next segment. Basically, this little hay bale area will stay the same, but I'm going to let them go on out into the pasture a little farther, another strip farther, about the same width, just on out. And then we're going to just keep moving it about every couple, 3 weeks, and just let them have a little another strip and a little another strip. At this point in the year, mainly, that's just for manure load, just to keep the manure spread around and to keep them off the parasites as much as possible. Eula's gonna go over here and get her a drink. Hair sheep really don't drink very much in the wintertime. And, you know, more so when they're only eating hay than they do if they have a little bit of grazing. But they're just very efficient with water. And maybe I just feel that way about it because I'm used to having horses. And even in the winter time, a horse will drink between 5 and 8 gallons of water a day for one horse. Like I said, if these buckets are filled up, they probably hold 25 gallons of water, and I've got 2 of them out here. And, you know, I'll notice in the wintertime, like I said, 2 to 3 gallons a day seems to be what they consume, and it's just really not that much water between 5 sheep. So I'm still impressed by that. Plus, this bale of hay will last them, you know, a long time. But it just makes my winter chores easy. Just show you this, what we've got going for the sky. There are definitely clouds out here, and the clouds we have are dark and threatening, but our weather is just about to change, and I wanted to take you along. Anyway, I wanted to bring you along and let you guys see the difference in the weather that we have here, and if anybody's thinking about moving to Missouri, the mildness is one thing I do like. I don't think I could stand it where some of you guys live up north where, you know, winter sets in, like Lumna Acres. If you watch their YouTube channel, it's like they've been walking in snow for a month now, and I think that would just make me mad. I don't think I could stand it. I don't like the brown and the trees have no leaves and all of that. But at least we have these days where we can get outside, we can get something done if we have to. We have a few moments of like respite from the cold and the nasty. And all winters in Missouri so far are like that. It may not be 63 degrees, but at least there's days that it'll be up in the 40s or 50s, and the sun will shine. We do get a lot of wind here and a lot of humidity issues, but like I said, there's at least a few days of break. So now you've seen it a good weather day in Missouri. Let's see what the next few days holds. And so it begins. It's already started raining. It's 36 degrees. You're a pretty boy if you're a wet one. Wanted to get out here and get my barn chores done ahead of time because it's only going downhill from here. All those dark clouds we were seeing yesterday. Well, this is where we're at. The sheep are happy to have a nice place to be in the dry today, that's for sure. So I gave them a couple of loose flakes in here this morning so they can stand in under the shelter. Most animals, snow and ice really are not a problem, but cold rain is hard on them. One thing, this will be filling up our water out here. Little blue in that sky. Maybe it'll wait till I get back inside to really cut loose. We've already had some thunder and lightning this morning. In January. It's supposed to rain over an inch, and it's supposed to get progressively colder all day. Welcome to Missouri. Friday, 34 degrees. At least Flipper likes it. It's Saturday, about 9 o'clock in the morning. And as you can see, we have another day and another weather pattern in Missouri. And actually, I will admit to you guys that this is a lot better than we were expecting. Our forecast today was for 6 to 8 inches of snow with ice underneath it. And what happened was the snow went south of us. So all we have is a sheet of about an inch or so ice on the top of everything from all the rain we had yesterday. You can see our treetops moving. Still got a pretty good wind going. And if you didn't know that this was a homestead full of animals, you would never guess, because you can't see a sheep or a turkey or a chicken anywhere, and they're all out. They can all go out if they want to. It's hard to believe, looking at it right now, that it was 63 degrees less than 48 hours ago. And sunny and warm. And yes, that's snow you're seeing coming down. Little tiny bits of snow. I'm not sure if you can see them, but right there by the hay bale we have sheep. And this is the first I've seen them out almost today. They've been staying pretty much in the barn. The first part of this video was shot at about 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, and it is right about 3 o'clock on Saturday of the same week. It's 20 degrees. And it's winter. It's about 4:30, I think. Oops. Just about bedtime for the chickens. It's supposed to get down to 10 degrees tonight. Gotta love Missouri.